I'm going to be reviewing the 2018. I wouldn't really call it a remake, but reimagining of Suspiria, which is of course directed by was ori- was originally directed in 1977 by Dario Argento, and most people know him because he's a very well-known Italian horror and giallo director. Um, this movie is directed by Luca Guenduato. I can't pronounce his last name, but he got a lot of recognition in 2017, and I think I don't know if it won, but it was Oscar nominated for a movie called Call Me By Your Name. So, yeah, this guy is not like some indie unknown director. He's an Academy Award or nominated director. Um, so this movie kind of does follow the original, with certain setup. It's about instead they changed some things, like you get. I'll just get into the basic plot of the movie. The movie is about a young American woman played by Dakota Johnson, who most people know from the Shades of Grey movies. She goes to a dance academy in Berlin, Germany, in 1977, when the Berlin Wall is still up. Of course, like in the original movie, she gets there and she finds out that a lot of weird things are going on, and there's like this huge plot point about a young woman who was at the academy that went missing, who's played by Chloe Grace Moretz. And of course, most people have, if they already seen the original, that in fact the school is run by witches. Um, so I'm just gonna say, and I think I did say it in my review of Suspiria, that I was not really a big fan of the original movie. Most of the Argentine movies, they're kind of hit or miss for me. Like, I do like most of his giallos, I guess because the storyline is cohesive and you can follow it, but like, my favorite Argento movie is Opera. Um, but like when it comes to like Suspiria, I like it for the visuals and the music, but story wise, it's not engaging to me because there's not really a plot there. Um, so I don't hate the original movie. It's just I didn't get invested in it because of that. That the storyline wasn't strong to me. Now, this movie does add more story into it. Sometimes a little bit too much because, it's set in Germany, so and during the 70s, so it shows a lot of the political tension and landscape of that time period because the Berlin Wall was still up, and there's like this terrorist group, like you just hear it in the background, like on radios and on the TV, hijacking planes and stuff. Sorry, I was making sure it was recording. Then there's Grace Moretz character. She's not really in the movie that much. She pops up at the beginning, but she's like she goes missing, and basically all the women at the academy are worried about where she went. So there's that, and then there's the whole witch subplot. That's the main focus, and then there's an elderly psychiatrist, an older man, who was the psychiatrist for Chloe Grace Moretz's character, and he's trying to figure out what happened to his wife because he feels guilt because his wife went missing during World War II, and he don't know if she's dead or alive, or because he didn't know she got kidnapped by Nazis and all that. But I do like this movie a little bit better than the original for the story wise. And I mean, I only seen the original movie once, So I don't really remember if the dances were significant to like the witches. Because in this one, they kind of explain that or show that the dances they do are actually they're actually performing witchcraft through them, and I really like that because it's like that's interesting, like because you don't really see. I guess I don't know because I don't really like witch movies about witches that much, so I haven't seen like every movie about witchcraft and stuff like that. But it was just nice to see a little spin on it with how the dances they incorporate the witchcraft into the dances. And I saw someone else's review and they said it reminded them a lot of like voodoo dances and stuff, and it really does when I was thinking about it. Um, some of the scenes I liked was like this one scene where a woman she freaks out at the heads of the dance academy because the woman, they're looking for that woman, and she gets mad and she leaves, or she tries to leave, and these older women walk by and they do something to her and she becomes like, I guess, possessed, not possessed, but has like a hex on her, and like her eyes start getting watery and she can't really see, and she goes into one of the rooms, and Johnson's character is doing a dance in a separate room, and when she's doing the dances, it's the woman in the other room, she's getting affected by it. Like, if she turns around, like twisting around and stuff, her bones start breaking. And it's really like a fucked up, uncomfortable looking scene. Because she's basically comes like a human voodoo doll. And I was like, it's a really good scene though. And then that scene was like the pinnacle for me. Um, I also, in this one too, like the the artistic style, like the colors and stuff, is not as colorful or bright and vibrant like in the original. Because in the original, it's supposed to be like a nightmare on screen. So it's more, there's like a lot of bright reds and blues and greens and stuff. This one, it's the colors drained out, but it's not, it still has its own artistic flair to it. There's a lot of like whites and pale pinks and grays and stuff like that. Um, I also like the finale for this movie, which I watched it on Amazon Prime and had trouble seeing it, but I could make out a little bit of what happened, and I won't spoil it. But the finale is pretty good. Now, again to acting. I was not really a, I'm not really a, well, I can't, I'm sorry, I'm trying to see if it's recording still. I'm not a huge fan of Dakota Johnson, and I've only seen her in the first 50 Shades of Grey movie. But in that movie, I didn't like her performance because she was, very meek. I mean, that's probably how the character's supposed to be written. She's very meek and doesn't show much emotion and stuff like that, and I didn't really like that. But in this movie, she's kind of still like meek and intimidated and stuff like that, but she puts more emotion into her dancing and into her performance, and it really shows later on because why this is important later on, because I'm not going to spoil it, but anyways, now Tilda Swinton, she plays two characters in the movie. She plays the head of the academy. I don't know if she's supposed to be Mother Suspiria. I don't think she is. I think someone else is, anyways. But she plays the head of this academy, and I liked her as that. She's very like laid back and unassuming, but you could tell there's like a creepiness factor to her, that there's something sinister going on. And I'm not trying to be mean, but Tilda Swinton got like that face, like she got just like a creepy looking face. So then she plays the older man, the psychiatrist, and you can't really tell that much because I read the article about before the movie came out that it was Tilda Swinton, but the makeup job looks great on her when she's playing the old man. But it kind of did bother me because you could tell that it's a woman doing it because of the voice. So like later on in the movie, I was kind of getting distracted by it, but it's not a big deal. Now for the music's by Tom York, who is the singer and songwriter for the band Radiohead. And I'm going to be honest, I was not really a fan of the music in this one. I prefer our Goblin's soundtrack from the original movie. It just didn't hit with me. As some people were saying, "Oh, I didn't hear the music, this and that." I heard it. It just wasn't as impactful as the music in the original movie. Um, so yeah, that's my review. I don't know. I think I hit all the points. I forgot to mention Mia Goth. I mean, she probably played in other stuff. I first saw her like in A Cure for Wellness, and she was decent in that. And I really liked her in here because she had more to do, and and when that big I'm sorry, when that big dance scene comes near the end, and she does a really great job in that scene. Um, anyways, that's my review.